Should we talk about ritual first?
When we create rituals or routines, this is what helps us create structure in our life. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
But really, it's a case of sticking to these habits and rituals, because that will help set us up and meet the need for control and autonomy and security and safety, which, as we spoke about in another live, are some of our essential emotional needs. And when we can get those met in balance, we tend to feel more healthy. And there's 9 of them. If you want to know what those 9 are, you can go to one of our other live streams, which is titled Emotional Needs. They are the foundation of good mental health, right? But we want to make the rituals and healthy habits easy to access, especially now, and preferably linked to a sense of meeting some of our emotional needs. So you were saying, Lise, that having the habit of getting up, I mean, I tend to make my bed every morning.
Yeah, me too.
The minute I get out of it.
So I set a light alarm so that it doesn't jump. I don't jump in the morning with my mobile phone. So in the morning, I just feel like a ritual is super important for me. Like you said, it gives me a sense of control. I feel like what I'm doing in the morning is the time when I can spend on the healthiest habits. So dry body brushing, which is really good for me. It energizes me.
Invigorating, isn't it?
Really invigorating. And I use some invigorating oils. I always go on about this. It's amazing. It's really potent. It's really stimulating. This, my Legology. Dry body brushing. I try to do it. I mean, obviously I've got so little time that I try to do this as fast as possible, but I actually really enjoy the feeling of it as well. So I try to sort of make sure that I'm rubbing in these oils into my skin, and I feel like it sort of gives me sort of permission to like do something for me at that time of the morning as well. It sort of gives me a time to sort of switch off and visualize how I want the day to go ahead, like, you know, a positive visualization, basically. What were you saying, Lee, as well, about, we've spoken about this a lot, about smelling a product, breathing in the product, and really sort of feeling like you're imagining yourself somewhere where you've had really positive experiences. It's a real sort of positive association. Yeah,
I think that's really to do with your innate resource of your imagination, because when we are in the alert state, in a more stress state, and it's easy to go into catastrophic thinking, and we will misuse our imagination, right? We have a morning and an evening ritual, which can involve products that are soothing and have a sensory element to them. So in the mornings, I tend to like to set myself up by setting my intentions and imagining how I would like my day to go. What would I like to take from the day? And this is where you can really sort of set your intentions so that your mind and brain will start to seek out those experiences, and you have to set yourself up with a bit of a plan. So I also use more invigorating movements. So like the body brushing would be invigorating in the morning. And I might do some breath work that will stimulate my nervous system to go into more of the wakeful response. Some people wake up in the morning being slightly anxious, depending on how they've gone to sleep and what they're going through and how they're perceiving their environment. And if that's you, then maybe calming things down by having a longer out breath is helpful. But if you're feeling sluggish when you wake up, then having a shorter out breath and a longer in breath is going to help. And then visualizing as you're tuning into the sensation of the products, inhaling the scent and the aroma, and then visualizing how you would like your day to go and what you're going to take from it, but keeping it really manageable and by task. It's going to help you feel productive and help you like you're moving forwards, and that you're a sense of completion, if you like, something that has a middle and end, can be very helpful in helping you reacquaint yourself with tasks that are fulfilling and are completing. There's a completing because rumination, which a lot of people are doing, is really like unfinished emotional threads of the mind. So that's why a ritual in the morning, beginning, mid, and end, is a good way to
take my supplements. I take probiotics in the morning. I drink a huge glass of water.
Yes.
If I have lemon or lime or cucumber or something, I'll put that in too. But that really helps just to sort of get everything going, get the digestion going.
Dehydrated after the night as well, aren't you?
Exactly. And then I make sure I exercise in the morning, because if I wait until the afternoon, there's no way that I'll do it.
Yes.
So I go running.
Yeah.
If I'm not with Eliza, and I do my stretching routine as well.
Yeah.
So I just try to fit all of this into like half an hour. And also it's a really good time to have like a green juice or a green smoothie, because then again, you're getting that intake of your leafy vegetables and everything that you need with antioxidants to sort of, that you might not have for the rest of the day. So at least you've had it and you've done that.
We also spoke about getting out into the light.
Yes.
And as we said, there's more about this in another live, but that just 10 minutes or so of light at your master clock, your master circadian clock, which will help signal to your body and nervous system when to be alert, and then when to sleep as you lower the light in the evening.
Yeah, you're talking about the wheel of life.
Yeah, so the wheel of life is actually a really useful tool, because the wheel of life, you can go on the internet and you can download the wheel of life, and basically it will give you different sections to your life. So it could be physical environment, fun and recreation, personal growth, romance, family and friends, health, finances, business, career. And it lasts between 0 and 10. And you can look at it and say, well, where am I at this point? And what part of my life would be beneficial if I add a bit more focus to it? And how could I nourish and nurture that part of my life so I feel like I'm moving forwards? And what would be happening if I was moving up the scale between 0 and 10? How would I know that I was improving in that area? So it's almost like you can ask yourself a miracle question. So if this challenge I have in a particular area was gone, what would be happening? You know, how would I know? What would be, how would other people perceive me? What would I be doing? How would I look? How would I speak? How would I move? So, and break it down to very small, achievable goals that you can take to move you forwards. And I think given the pandemic, we need to keep these super, super small, but it can give you another way of getting structure and focusing on an area per day, maybe. Things you could do. So if it's, you know, you're maybe lacking in human connection, and we have the need to give and receive attention, maybe you need to give a bit more attention to people, call a few friends back, reach out to people, especially if you have a tendency to isolate, you know, because that isolation can set you up to withdraw from the things that are meaningful, and so therefore set you on a cycle of a more depressive outlook. So I think the wheel of life can be very, very good and helpful for giving structure and ideas of how you can move forwards.
I think the environment one is so important as well, particularly if people suffer from anxiety. Just sort of decluttering your environment so you feel like it's more of a sense of calm. I know I definitely need to do that. And actually, like we were saying earlier, it's really helpful to, once you've done your morning routine, it's actually great if you could then declutter, tidy things away, make sure everything is sort of clear so that it does make you feel more focused.
Yes. Yeah. And also, you know, these habits that you create will start to link to your identity of who you are. You know, so if I get up every morning and I make my bed, I identify with being a person that's organized. If I clean up my desktop and I make files, then I think it gives me more emotional capacity to take on other things, because you think you only have so much attention per day to give to things, and there's so much noise in our environment and online, and we can scroll for hours and take in tidbits of information that don't really have any substance to them unless we sit down and focus on them and really learn them and absorb the ideas. So be mindful of where we focus our attention, things like clearing your space, getting up and making your bed, tidying your desk, eating your breakfast, having a smoothie, getting out in nature, getting some light in your eyes. The simple things you can do that are within reach that can have a good long-term benefit.
Absolutely.